Other than this, we are also seeking support from the councils, the 3 councillors who are integrally working with us in many regards. Now, first I'll talk about, the activities that we want to do. Later on, I'll tell you slowly what we've already started doing. So we will be, first of all, we will be conducting activities like creating and maintaining the alumni database. Although some of the departments already have the database in place, very much it's over there. However, in certain other departments, still there is a need to do this. So that is something which will be, the primary focus for us. Conducting soft skill training and personality development training sessions, regular counseling and motivational sessions, which could be, of the people from industry to academia. We can invite anybody across the nation, to help us doing the same. Then we are also in process of creating learning centers for varied industry into our campus, which could be learning centers of different manufacturing units, which could be learning centers of any of the industry, where some support or the other could be taken to enhance the learning and the development of our students. Then we will also be conducting regular technical workshops for all the streams across university. We definitely will be imparting guest lectures from the people from the industry. We would definitely want the best of the people to come here, share their experiences, share their views, share their direction. We want them to take forward to the next orbit. So we will have to closely work in association with industries. Organizing industrial visits, definitely this is something we will have to do on a timely basis. Like many of you have suggested, that why not we start doing it right from first semester? Yes, and at the same time, we've already been told that we need to prepare on certain things before we go ahead and start implementing this. So yes, definitely, we will keep these points in mind, and we will definitely make sure that whatever industrial visit we are going to conduct is conducted with a vision, is conducted, with the idea of achieving a lot of things, from out of those visits and all. Then we will also be providing students with regards to summer and winter internship programs. We will make sure that best of the industries, they provide us this opportunity to send our students over there. Definitely, as sir rightly said, not in large number, but at least we can expect at least 10 to 12 students, to be sent in different industries. Now again, participating in international seminars, competitions, events, etc. is another vertical we will be looking into. Getting registered with national organizations for all courses is something like, this is again in the agenda. We will have to do that, because today what SGT need is a visibility. So unless and until we have visibility, we will not be recognized. And we need a visibility by all means. Then getting associated with some of the foreign universities across the globe and getting into academic MOUs, collaborations, etc. is again something which we require. Talking about the same, we are going to attend a conference shortly, the engineering department, which is happening in Gujarat. Gujarat Geo Association is there, organization is there. So around 250 companies, manufacturing units are a member of that organization. So the engineering department is being sent over there to understand, to interact with the manufacturing units, and to find out the possibility of doing whatever we mentioned in the previous points. Again, we are also trying to get registered with NESCOM, and similarly, with other organizing bodies also, nationally as well as internationally. Student exchange program is again something which we look forward to. National as well as international student exchange program. We can send our students to other universities. We can seek students from other universities to come into our campus. Try to exchange the views, how the pattern of study is different and all vertical, So that is something which we want to do. Another thing is internationally also, yes, we will try to get associated with some of the, some of the students, some of the colleges, universities in other parts of the world also, where again the intention will be to imbibe the best of the practices from wherever we can get it. We want to get it. holding regular open tables, feedback sessions. This feedback session is pertaining to all the departments over here. Because from time to time, let's say we hold some sort of activity for the medical department, for the doctors, we want to do something for physiotherapy department, we want to do something for management, we want to do something for engineering. However, from time to time, we need a review, we need a feedback, more of a negative feedback, I'll say, telling us where is the scope for us to improve. Rather than, giving us the positives, no, we need negative points first. So, and then definitely helping final placements, also helping students to get, into placements is again the primemost responsibility that we will be taking care of. Now, what have we done so far? I told you it's been 18 days, but yes, even first day is more than enough to start doing something if you really want to do. So we have started, doing certain things. Number one is CRC notice board has been placed right at the reception of the engineering and management building, right on the right hand side. This is something we started from there, but we want to spread it across the university. On the notice board, we will be putting all the important, information. Certain things like selection, companies coming for campus placements, seminars taking place in the near future, any sort of activity, people who got placed with different companies, their names, their details, everything will be placed on that. And going forward, we want all students, from our university to make it a mandate that as soon as they enter any of the building, they have to go to the training and placement board, CRC board, just to see what's next for them, what is it, which is going to be beneficial for them. And once it is inculcated in them, then definitely, things will be very easy for us. Then, a defined format for students' database, engineering and management. As I told earlier also, we already started doing that. We are still in the process of doing that. Creating formal mails regarding internships and placements. We did not have this thing in place. However, we have started doing it, and we still have to do a lot of things in this regard also. But at least we've started doing it. Then, formation of a student and faculty placement coordination cell is something we have already done. We have got students from the final semester exam. As of now, we have made them we've made them a member of the placement cell. However, going forward, we will do the similar type of activity from the junior batches also, so that everybody right from first semester, right from the first year of curriculum, they start getting exposure, internal exposures. So, and this CRC, the student coordinators will definitely help us to achieve what we want to do, our target. Again, next thing we've already started doing is we already started talking about interactive session with the students, providing the details of the forthcoming activities. For example, we are in planning of lining up some companies like Puma, Ceasefire Industries Limited, another company like PepsiCo, Varun Beverages. So all these companies is something that we have proposed for placement for our management students. So as and when we get these details, we have made it a mandatory thing to discuss with the students about the detailed profile about these companies. What is these companies all about? What are the expectations that these companies are expecting out of the students that they are coming to interview? Again, we will also tell them to brush up, whatever learning and knowledge they have gained so far. Utmost important thing is we already, purpose of doing this is to make them ready for whatever activity we are going to have. So this will be not for the placement only. This is going to be happening for seminars, for internships, for industrial visits, for any and every activity. We will be giving a prior information to all the students. Again, we've already proposed participation in some of the forthcoming conferences and events of national level. As I just said, we are going to participate in one of the conferences for manufacturing units. Then again, there is another NESCOM conference happening in Delhi itself probably next week. So we might try to get over there also to show the visibility of our university. Now, we need your support. I need everybody's support. Everybody in this room needs to support CRC for making this dream come true. We need your help to create a database. Some of you who already have it, just pass it on to us. Those who do not have it, please create it, You want our help, we are ready to help you. Now database not only of the present student, but we want it for the past out students also. Because we time again and then we talk about alumni database, we talk about conducting certain activities for all the alumni. We keep having opportunities, or we will get opportunities in the future where some company might come in, they might want to take people who are passed out candidates with experience and all. So if we have a strong database in place, definitely that will help not only our present batches but the passed out batches also to gain something out of the university. Then we need your cordial participation. Participation in pre-placement orientation session. Whenever we are holding these sessions, we definitely want all the HODs or some faculty member or the other to take ownership. We will be imparting this, but yes, we want your representation also. Placement drive of the respective courses, we will want to ensure that all the HODs, ensure that the maximum participation happens in each and every drive. So, if any student has any concern, definitely CRC team is there to address to those concerns. But end of the day, we want 100% participation, and that will happen only with your efforts. Next thing is conducting counseling sessions. That has been happening from time to time. However, in this regard also, we would want your help. We would want you to come out and tell us, how we can do it in a better way. Then definitely, when we talk about seminars, conferences, expert talks, we definitely want some of the faculty members also to initiate this, to come forward with, with this proposal that yes, they also want to get into it. They want to go for the industrial visit along with the students. They want to go to the conferences. Maybe for nothing else, just observing, how the industry works. What are the latest trends in the industry? So all these things will happen, in grooming your personality also as an individual. Then training and internship programs, definitely, as I said, we need to ensure that we are also accompanying the students when they are going into the industry, when they are taking their internships, when they are taking their projects, they are doing their summer projects. We need to, be with them. Now, we need intra-departmental curriculum calendar, so that on basis of these calendars, we can plan all our activities. Be it the industrial training, be it the internship programs, be it guest lectures, be it any sort of activity, we need your calendar. Then definitely best thing in the industry over here is, I know a lot of you people have a lot of references. So CRC team wants your personal references. You have any company in mind where you think our students can go, you have any person in mind from anywhere in the industry. Not necessarily it has to be from your industry, but any industry across where anybody in the university can gain, please come up with that. We will be too glad to get any name from you people stating that we want to send our students to this company. We will willingly do that. Because I'm sure, if we take references from you people, we will have a lot of database which is already in place. We don't need to work much on that, after that. And then we need your timely feedback and suggestions, as I told you. More of negative, less of positives. Now, SGT, the CRM's aim is, we want SGT to be considered as India's best private university with regards to placements. That's the first mission, that's the first aim we have to work to. And we surely will do this with everybody's support and cooperation. Thank you so much, and any questions and suggestions, please come up with that. We'll be too glad. Yes.
Please do ask for your clarifications or
association. It would be a great help in case you can throw some light as to what exactly are the industrial expectations. Let's say X industry, Y industry. I come with an exposure to IT, I come with an exposure to BPO, I come with certain banking organizations. But I am not too sure which system or which stream would lead to which placement. So somewhere down the line, if you can give a broader base as to what are the recruitment expectations of various industries.
Right.
Probably that would be a help.
Sure, I'll give you an example of a few of the students for MBA, a few of the industries from management as well as from engineering background. Let's talk about management companies who come to take students from management. Now again, it will differ with different industries. If you talk about retail, yes, anybody in every company, retail company would want a student to have a good personality, a good communication skill, a lot of confidence, and the rest of the things comes later on. If you talk about company coming to hire probably a marketing student, then definitely even if the student does not have a pleasing personality, but if he has the confidence in him and he knows that he can sell anything and everything, definitely company would want to take those candidates. Third thing, let's talk about companies which are again BPO. Definitely, I'll not touch it because it just has to do with the good communication skills. If you talk about manufacturing units, again it differs with geographical locations also. If you talk about some industries, right, some of the industries are there where you are having a foreign collaboration. So over there, for example, in R&D department, maybe for a company which has a foreign collaboration, definitely they would want to hire engineers for a technical background. However, the engineers should be good in communication skills or above average, because they would need to interact with the foreign clients from time to time. On the other side, if you talk about a manufacturing unit which is in Anjar or Kutch in Gujarat, definitely over there what matters is the candidate should be clear. He should have clarity of whatever he's learned as a basic. The first semester syllabus should be very clear with him. All the fundamentals should be clear with him. So this university in this company in Gujarat, they might not go for good communication skills or even for that matter good percentage, but they would want to go for a candidate who has the basic knowledge of the industry they are getting into. So this way, we have different companies, different sectors, different geographical locations, it varies. But yes, these are the things we definitely would want to know before we get in any companies into our campus.
Right. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to make two suggestions. One is, I could understand that the name, as the name itself explains, it's a cell. So my suggestion is that instead of having it as an island of excellence within the university, where I could see from your constitution you have only people from your own team and the communications team, rather I think that if possible you can make it a committee where you can be the chairperson of the committee and have representations from each of the faculties, so that their inputs will always be there with you and they will be part of your team. Yes. Always, by default.
Definitely.
So you can always have a meeting before any activity, so that there will be no clash of academic calendar issues and this and that. You will be organizing a program that day, we will be having some of our exams and this and that. So if you have one of our representatives, maybe you can say it in your own thing. If you can be the chairperson, you can have all the deans as members or a dean's representative. If the deans could not come, they can send one of their nominees to your center. Yes. So that it becomes a university level committee.
Definitely.
This is one suggestion I would like to make. The second suggestion is that I was really perturbed by seeing the roles and responsibilities that you have assumed for yourself. This is
just a small,
yeah.
We have a lot of responsibility. In fact, placement team has to work 24/7 into 365
I
days.
find this is too ambitious, and I don't want you to fail on this account, because I want you to succeed. I want this center to come up very well and support all of us in this process. So therefore, I think you need to relook at your roles and responsibilities. I think for initial 2-3 years, you please concentrate only on the soft skills, the professional skill development programs, and the placement and institutional tie-up. Leave the seminars, conferences, workshops, exchange, student tours, education, all these things you can leave it to the faculty. Of course, then we will become jobless. That is my concern.
No, I would say that the intention is not.
Yes, just for clarity, I think this is the first time we are meeting as far as CRC is concerned. Let me explain on her behalf, since I am also guiding them as a team leader. CRC, it's not cell, it's a center. Corporate Resource Center, we have given the name, though it has not been shared with many of us. It was in that corner only. And initially we have started with engineering, management, only the two faculties. There they have involved the faculty coordinators from every department. Say mechanical is having 4 branches, so every branch has given them the faculty coordinator. Similarly from the management. So on similar pattern, she would like to have at least, depending on the size, one faculty rep who is suitable for that assignment. Somebody, not XYZ. And this is what the criteria we have followed in case of management and engineering. So this is how she will be having that committee of the faculty coordinators. And or maybe along with that, she has gone for formulating the student placement committees. So those are also in place in case of engineering. And similarly, they have gone for placement policy formulation and all that. And gradually, maybe after some time, once the sizes of the faculties will increase, then we can have the cell in every faculty. And then center can take care of that. This is what we have visualized, but this is just maybe at the formulation stage. Even whatever suggestions today will come, we again will formulate it. And this welcome suggestion, right? I think it's a true ambitious what the sir has given you the feedback. So I think let us take in that spirit. One part, I don't know whether we have kept it in the second stage or not. Otherwise, I would like to hear, let all of us hear from the language teacher side. That do you have any plan for foreign languages and all that? Where is Dr. Dinesh and
Dr. Dinesh has gone to
okay, and then what is the immediate plan for foreign languages?
Yes, sir. It's in the
Come forward and then share. Then we'll maybe deliberate on other questions.
And another sir is supposed to take up the French. So they will be starting as soon as we get the slots from the different faculties. We are waiting for the slots. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir. From the Dean Engineering and Technology, we have included in the curriculum itself. We can include in the curriculum itself. So the students will have language 1, that is foreign language 1 and foreign language 2, either in the first year or second year. Okay, so there we will have an option also.
I see.
Okay.
You can mark an email to Dr.
Yes, yes. Once everything is finalized,
Yes.
we will give you the official confirmation.
Then we can start the classes.
And the next point to the CRC. Do you have any idea about the students want to go for higher studies?
See, we will be, that's what I said, we need your support. Now, with regards to finding that out, definitely we need this to be coming from, the HODs. As I said, database would, have all the content, not only academically, but about the future plan also. Along with this, I would like to tell you that we have already made the performer where we are getting it filled from the students, also asking them about their future, expectations. Whether they want the placement to be coming into them from the placement team, or they want to go for the future studies. Again, future studies, yes. What will be the, their next step? Will there be, again, future studies? So that column has been added. Another thing is, even for the candidates, who are opting out from the placement, we have specifically, asked them that why they want to opt out. And the similar information we are also planning to send it to the parents, because end of the day, what happens is they don't want the placement from the placement cell, and when all the students are placed, the parents come up with this, with this problem that you did not provide us the placement.
Yes, they will pay on our head only.
Yeah, so definitely we are getting an undertaking, getting it signed from the students, so that tomorrow, in case anything happens, we are informing the parents, we are intimating the parents. So yes, we are doing things to, sail safely.
Yes, but in your presentation as well as your agenda of your future planning, please.
Share with you. Firstly, before a student actually goes for an interview in a particular company, wherever you actually send them, please conduct few mock interviews.
Okay.
They should be aware of that what sort of questions they are likely to face in the interview course.
Right.
Moreover, since I am associated with Faculty of Commerce and Management and I am imparting knowledge pertaining to direct taxes, I have come across the case that quite a large number of students of my particular subject, they attended the the interview session for Sony company.
Okay.
They were offered a job. That's what we were told, that you will be getting a job if you crack the interview nicely. The first question which was asked to all of them were, do you have driving license? Now, few of the candidates, they said, no, we do not have driving license. The moment they answered the same, they were not allowed for the second round of interview. That's fine. In the second round, those students were asked that working time will be from 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 p.m. And for the next 1.5 months, you won't get a single day leave. And they attended that particular interview before Diwali. So neither a leave for Diwali, nor even leave for attending the examinations of your final assessment examinations. The students returned, and if any one of them had agreed to their clause, that student would have got the job immediately. Now, when I interacted with them the very next day, what negative feedback I got from the students. So I would suggest you that after they attend that interview, please, on an individual basis, please take their feedback.
Sure. In fact,
Thank you.
yeah, I would like to answer. See, first thing is this, interviews which happened with Sony. Definitely, this happened much before I could join. So definitely, I cannot go and rectify the past. However, going forward, yes,
I am
we
talking
will
about
make
the
sure,
cell itself. I am not pointing to you. I am talking about the cell,
right.
the activities of the cell.
No, see, we are also human beings. Even God can make mistakes, we are still human beings. So definitely, as you said, this suggestion we will keep in mind. And that was the only intention why we said that we will be holding a pre-placement talk with all the students. Now, when you're talking about, extended working hours, the provision of not providing them leaves and all, definitely intention of having this pre-placement talk is just to clarify all these things. What is the company, name of the company, what is the job location, what salary package they'll be getting, what will be the nature of job, what will be the working scenario, what will be the atmosphere, what will be the growth prospects. So we will be, downloading this information to each and every student so that we know that all the students are equipped and they are already aware of whatever the industry people are going to tell them. So that we will definitely make sure, that these things are taken care of.
And also take certain mock interviews, because the first
Training placement, the training team is already doing that.
yeah.
That
The
is
first
already
question
exercise already on.
which they come across, the first question is, introduce yourself. They don't know how to introduce themselves.
No, they would know how to introduce themselves. Just give us about a month in continuity.
Okay,
And
thank you.
they'll
Thank
answer
you.
that question
Thank
for
you.
you.
And going forward, we will make sure that the finance candidates, we get them an opportunity to go into finance sector rather than sending them for marketing or for some other
So
thing.
nice of you.
Any other suggestions, please?
Earlier, and suggestions like mock interview or having a feedback and so on are very meaningful to further build on. But pending all that to happen, I think I look at it from 2 or 3 angles. One is the very structural level, and I think Mr. Singh has clarified already. CRC will act as the impetus for corporate resources of the entire university, and quite obviously, not that one would like to duplicate the efforts, it will be highly dependent on each faculty. So each faculty in turn would be requested to at least nominate or name one member of faculty who will coordinate the entire placement related and other things that come on to relating to the, so you have a single contact to work on, to follow up and so on. And this is what the committee will also come in as a steering committee to see to it that their faculty interests are adequately represented, and at the same time strengthens the entire CRC to keep working ahead with that. Of course, each faculty in turn may have few students to support them and so on. I think would be the next part which faculty would have to work on to. Each faculty, when they are thinking of nominating somebody, should also strengthen CRC by identifying who will be the key persons or faculty members when a call on placement on the prospective employers is made. Because there are technical subjects involved, and if you're going to meet the technical personnel within the organization, say for example you're going to a pharma company and you're meeting up with the recruitment manager who may also have a technical background in pharma, perhaps CRC may not be able even to speak that kind of a language that both could establish themselves, or they may like to know more details about the program, and if she or her team member opens up the brochure or says all given in the website, I think we have already lost it before it could have begun consideration. So we need somebody who would be fluent and would talk about what other faculty do, what other courses we have, what is contemporary about them, and hence, as we said in one of the meetings earlier, each faculty needs to develop a USP of its faculty. What is the unique selling proposition of the faculty of law? What's unique selling proposition of physiotherapy? Likewise dental, likewise others. So that when a person goes, they know if they have introduced their faculty, then they could say, yes, this is what we specialize. And this is linked with students. So students' competency to be linked with the USP of the faculty. Taking on the example from law again, if they say we have 3 people in arbitration and 2 people only talking of jurisprudence and 1 only talking about interest in LPO, then I will mention them depending upon who the employer is going to be as to what will be of critical interest to them, so that we narrow down the focus of discussion and get their attention onto them. And they might say, all right, arbitration, that's very interesting. Who are the ones? And then at that point of time, we should not be looking left and right as to who the ones are. In fact, you have gone with your brochure and say, page number 49, Mr. So-and-so, page 37, Miss So-and-so, and so and so. Now that kind of preparedness surely comes in, but this cannot be done only by CRC. They will be too general to be specific to any single faculty. So while we will have a centralized center, please, it does not mean our responsibility ceases to exist so long as corporate correct is concerned. I thought I'd like to mention it structurally. Now we come to the organizational part of it. And there are a couple of things they have to do it on their own, initiate it on their own, where surely they look forward to your support. And there will be a couple of things where you will also lead them to do things which are more relevant to the needs of your faculty, to the needs of your student, and so on. Number 1, CRC needs to develop a very strong database. Whatever each faculty could contribute is fine, is welcome, is required rather, and doesn't need to be repeated on that. But that will not be a complete database. Perhaps that will not be even 10 to 15% of the entire database. And for that, CRC doesn't need to waste even a single day. If they haven't already started it on right today. What is this database on? This database is on prospective recruiters to begin with, because placement will be your first concern, right? And for that, you have available directories of AIMA, CII, PSD, ISTD, and HRD. That's your first cut. Second, you have a list of recruitment consultants. A number of them today are also recruiting freshers. Earlier they used to recruit only industry people. And they are available industry-wise and professional-wise. So they are there. If you haven't started having those, start working on to those so that you have them. Then you have local management associations, local engineering associations, local pharma associations available almost in all major NCR towns. And you have them for NCR here, though there is a separate list for Gurgaon, separate for Delhi, and separate for Noida. Those can, and Narela also has an industrial area, so those also Sonipat, you can also pick them up if you haven't yet started doing that. The task begins from here. More than half of the data in those directories is obsolete. Your task begins here. So somebody will have to be identified who will vet those, call up those, update those, visit the website, update it. And this is a big work, involves a lot of time. We are already in December. If we don't finish it early enough, I think it will be too late before we will reach out and we will have lost the time. So in a way, panic buttons have to be on. If somebody hasn't pressed them, let's not wait for them. Next, we need to identify help from the library and also help from the students. You said you have already a students committee or student cell and so on across different faculties. If it comes to commerce and management, very interesting. Track, Economic Times, Business Standard, Business Line. You have one day of a week classified ads coming in. Classified ads may not say they need a fresher, but what they give you information is on who is the recruitment person in the company, who is the VP in charge of the activity, what their numbers are, and your records get updated. At the same time, you could establish contact with them to find out whether they are recruiting anybody in these areas and so on. You're getting a kind of a signal that they are looking forward to people. How do I go on to work on to that? You also have now large number of companies in India, and if you focus only on the NCR, for example, whose websites also say careers. Somebody will have to identify to go on to careers, and they keep on updating because they're finding going to newspapers is coming out to be too expensive because media costs have gone up like anything. They are rather putting all the people they need on their own carriers with us. There they list down the areas in which they need people and also list down the qualification or the experience they need for the persons, and I think somebody needs to track on to these. Simultaneous with this, do you have students' profile with you? There's a second important pillar of CRC. Do you have a student's profile with you? A one-pager and a separate detailed one for each one. Does your data bank have a picture of the students? Because many employers are insisting today they need a picture. Do we have them? And the picture, once again, with all corporate and business ethics in mind, picture is not that you are a groom for a wedding or you are a bride getting to be married. Pictures must have the face coming in directly, and it has to be a direct face and not a side pose kind of thing. You want to only show the side which you think is more glamorous than the other part could be. Okay, no, this is very important. We have seen that. If not, maybe we need to hire a photographer in the campus and ask them to have a standardized outfit, a standardized picture, and it goes on. It has to be the same color combination for all. It cannot be varying across. Somebody has to guide them as to how to pose for and how much is the space for them. Similarly, we need to have a standardized one-page resume of everyone, a summary of that. If you have not formalized the format, we need to formalize the format and have data of each of the students. Data must be vetted by you so that nobody is making false claim on the degree or giving a wrong title, and also the qualification. This is very, very important for us as the basic commitment you are making from the institution. If anything goes wrong, sure, university is making a blunder rather than that. I do not know what is the preparedness on that, because these were not getting tested. Then you need a detailed write-up from everyone. And what is very important here is the first paragraph. And the first paragraph is your career aspiration. So your first training program has to be on teaching students how to write those 3 or 4 or 5 lines on their career aspiration. Looking for a job in sales, looking for a job in a dental hospital is not the career aspiration, please. And you could ask students, go to Google and search onto it. I'm sure the library also, you would have books on how to write your resume, how to write a brief summary of this, and so on. Basically, it's a statement of what benefits you will give to the organization and what benefits you will need to have in them. Simply to say to have careers in banking is nothing. Why for you the careers in banking? So somewhere you have to relate to your backdrop and work on it. And this takes hell of time. You have a large campus and large number of students, and that's where each faculty once again needs to help them to see that it's properly structured, fewer words properly put in, but we need a format for that. Again, when you have a separate resume, you have to have a standard outline of that. Because somebody would begin with a qualification, and somebody begins with hobbies, and somebody is talking of some experience and so on. I think we need to talk of school first, or whether we need to talk about the college first, if they're doing a postgraduate study or a graduate study and so on. So we need to standardize on that. If you're going to give grades, then you have to give grades for all. You cannot choose some and avoid the others. Because if the recruiter has to choose on them, then they can't have uncommon information to say which one do we shortlist and which one we don't shortlist and so on. It's very important. Do mind, increasingly employers are saying students who have scored less than 60% need not apply. So you need to have information as to when you are saying, all right, we have the following students, whether they are eligible or they are not eligible. CRC has to ensure that no wrong resume goes on. So we once again need to wait for and initiate steps to work in this area. A very, very important part which CRC has to work on is relating to, much before you will do career guidance on them, is to internally faculty from each one will support you with what specializations are you offering. CRC won't be able to know of its own. And once you have a list of specialization of your students, then we need to look into what we typically call them job descriptions, or JDs as we call them in short. JDs talk about recruiters' expectation on a given job. On a given job. Competencies have to be matched along with recruiters. And hence you will be able to come up with a career mapping. That's a CRC's job to do. So if somebody is looking for people in finance but strong in analytics, and we have no student who has done any analytics, there's no point in rushing all your biodata to it. If a bank is recruiting people and clearly says we need people in the customer service orientation, then people who haven't done marketing, people who haven't done customer servicing management courses, I think are not eligible even to talk about it. There's no point in rushing out your things and giving false promise to students. Yeah, we have put in your application, something will happen, and so on and so forth. Now, this needs again time. So you need to have a repository of job descriptions matched up with the competencies available over here, put them together and move forward. This is a job which again has to be done without waiting for even other faculty's help coming in. Allocate people amongst your own resource or students and get on to do so. What we will get from each faculty, or we should get from each faculty should give us the kind of jobs our students would be interested in, or preferred jobs at least, and preferred list of employers, so that their database could then relate to, meet with those people, use their contacts, or even go and do cold calling, and at least they know where they're calling from. So each faculty should give them their preferred list, and possibly along with, for this kind of a company, these kind of profiles which we have would be better matching, so that we help them to have more focused effort in addition to their own, and then go on to work on it. Further, we did talk about association, and I would like to go to saying the role and space for CRC begins right at the time of student induction to the campus. So anytime when you're welcoming students after admitting them, let CRC also be introduced to them. That's the right time. Not only you buy confidence of theirs, but you also inculcate in them they have a useful role to play, and you can't think of escaping not cooperating with CRC. The moment we think of doing this, then I think CRC also has to work on the next part. Develop a calendar of training programs and workshops to be run throughout the year. This calendar doesn't need to wait for inputs from other faculty. As faculty inputs keep coming in, you keep on enriching them. So each faculty will say, we have these people, we see these are the deficiencies in our people, so please CRC help us coordinate reports. Fine. But we do know, like it came in interview skills, right? Organizing mock interviews, right? Getting properly dressed up for the interview, conducting a group discussion, how to score in group discussion. These are common things with CRC can simply go on and announce and have them multiple times in a year, so that since we are a multi-faculty university here, each faculty may not be able to find that the time when you are doing so, they can spare people. So when there are multiple offerings, they would know this program is being held. It is then their responsibility to see that they have put in all people. If they are not able to put people throughout the number of 3 or 4 times you're doing it, they're not interested in them. Don't bother about them. Don't bother about them. Let the student make noise to that faculty itself and be alert about it. Our job is not to keep on reminding them, please nominate, please nominate, please nominate. If you don't feel the need for it, why you cry for them? And don't mind this expression. The time I spent in Britain and you spent in Britain, I think we learned something from them. When you have dogs, don't bark yourself. No, then we are all responsible for it. The guy who has to do it, let them do it. Why should I be barking for it? No, I will not. I will not do that. But work on that part. That's very, very interesting. Other thing which CRC has to do, there's a lot CRC has to do. Make industry profiles. You know the recruiters. And if you don't know the recruiters, no problem. Go to the website of MIT, go to the website of ANSELS, go to the website of leading engineering colleges around, including Galgotia and many others. All the directories tell you who have been the recruiters. So you would have immediately a list of 200 companies. Drop on library, visit the website, pick up the profiles, put them in the directory. It's not a problem at all. So that you have the directories available, so that if a company is you are visiting, you know what it is. Then at that time somebody is not searching. And what really happens, I've seen it, the placement people or the student industry is searching for the data until last minute, is not able to refresh themselves, is not able to prepare themselves. They go over there and flatly get bounced by the very first question, and then wait for the courtesy before they are called to get out. or leave and they leave. We don't want people to be visitors to companies and keep visiting. We don't want baratis. We want dulhas and dulhans. And for that you have to do the job of matching and preparing them for the kill, if I could use the word. That's very, very important.
Excuse me. For that matter, I would really like to appreciate the Dean of Engineering. He did that, already did that. He had some brochures of some of the colleges. He took a printout and gave it to me. These are the companies I wanted to focus on.
Sure.
So that's something I would need from every one of you.
Yeah, sure, you do need that. I mean, absolutely. And perhaps that could have been your first mail welcoming every faculty and saying, I have joined in, we have started a cell, so and so has already given me this, I'm looking forward to the same from you. Initiative has to be mine. I'm not saying mine.
No, I know.
Yours. Okay. Then we are saying question bank. There's a need for preparing a question bank and put it on your internal website. Question bank of the kind of questions employer asks. Okay, and these are available. More can be dust on, and I've already suggested he's meeting probably Dr. Kamal Singh with NHRD. He's done a lot of work in this area. Okay, and I think we'll be able to dish out those. It's about 100, 120 questions. We'll give it to you. What kind of, and we can keep on refining them, and then based on each feedback, keep on adding those questions, and then drop on faculty wherever they have a repository. Please add on to those so that students know what kind of questions come up and how do you answer them. A simple question on which most Indian students come out very badly is list 3 weaknesses of yours. What are your weaknesses? And very often amusing people say, my weakness is I love sweets. Come on, why is your weakness? You like a given food, enjoy it. What's the weakness in that? Is that a weakness? No. So in short, we are not able to see. We are not able to see that I have a personality. There could be many positives in me. And what's your positive? People say I'm hardworking. Yeah, you are. You only got 45% marks. What's hardworking? You didn't have any medals. You didn't have any certificates. You didn't have any recognition. You didn't have any award. So were you hardworking? I'm honest. Did you get a chance to be cheated or cheat? So these have no value. Please don't mind these blunt answers. These have no value. I have a positive attitude. Fantastic. Can you now build it up with an illustration? The idea is, these are very simple questions. Why do you want to join my company? Why do you want to have career in this company? Where have you learned from? Other area where we are very weak, at the advanced stage of the interview, some employers, in a very positive way, they say, do you have a question? Please ask. And most of the time our people are foxed. They do not know what to ask. And if at all they ask, sir, where is my place of posting? Not that irrelevant. Not that irrelevant. But certainly that's not the first one you talk of. Instead, if at all, you say, all right, what will be my career progression? And then you can say, yes, I am an ambitious person. I want to work hard and grow up. And hence I am wanting to understand how will this break, this job would help you move on. No harm in that. No harm in that. Or you might even end up saying, sir, in about 2 years' time, I may be getting married. I just wanted to know whether your company has a policy on spouse employment. And if so, can both the spouse members work in the same location, or they have to be a different location? No harm in that. But then that comes in at a little later level kind of thing, and so on and so forth. So prepare FAQs and let the people know. So much before you give them training for the interview, ask some of those FAQ questions, whether they have read them or whether they have not read them. Are they prepared or not, kind of thing. You do really, and in that you have behavioral questions, you have personality related questions, which are more psychological orientation only, aptitude only, and then you have technical questions relating to your subjects. Here faculty can help in pointing out what kind of contemporary issues they need to be prepared on and how do we go on to work on. And that's important. In one of such interviews, I don't know whether Sumit will share with you or not, one student said, sir, I have specialized in, he was an MBA student from a good institution, said, I have specialized in forecasting, business forecasting, risk forecasting, demand forecasting, and so on. Oh, that's fantastic. We have been looking forward to the profile of that. What is serendipity? And the person had not known or even heard a word called serendipity. What should be the answer? First, sir, I'm sorry. I think I've heard this name for the first time. I do not know. Being honest and saying no doesn't disqualify you. Doesn't disqualify you. Incidentally, what is serendipity?
Chance discovery.
Why call it serendipity?
By chance that you have discovered.
No, sure, but by chance you have discovered Eureka also. Sometimes. X-rays, X factor also comes in that. Yeah? Anyone else to build on?
Eureka is something which we got.
Beautiful. Come on, yes, that's right.
We are looking for some effect and we find some.
We are looking forward to some effect. When we find it, then we call it.
That is
In the case of a chance factor, there could be probability of finding something, but serendipity is beyond a chance factor. Serendipity is when you are exploring something new, you tend to discover something you were not even in search for. It's not chance. Chance is you might locate it. The name came in when Vasco da Gama came in search of this part of the world. The ship, the sea went rough. The ship got anchored at a nearby safest port. The safest port was not in their map or with the Galileos. When they landed over there, they found, oh, there's a civilization which lives over here. There's a human civilization which lives over there. And it is called Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's colonial name was Sarandeep. And the word came to dictionary, Serendipity. Coming in search of India, found Sri Lanka. Hence, that is serendipity. It's neither chance nor Eureka. Yeah. Anyway, in forecasting we do that. We find the market for, and we did find the market for pagers with the Himalayas in Ahmedabad. We never thought we need to target them, and we located a new blue ocean and worked on to that. Leave that aside. So that's it. Foreign languages, a very, very important part which came in. But why German and why French? I am no one to question. I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning it. Is foreign placement also part of agenda? If yes,
It will be, sir, in the future,
yeah,
definitely.
I'm saying if yes, then ASEAN region is recruiting large number of people. Then look for placement consultants there. Look for Indian multinationals who have offices over there. They recruit people. Have them in the list. Middle East is recruiting a lot. Kenya, Ethiopia, Nigeria are recruiting a lot. Okay? Then have those in the list and those companies. Of late, Latin America is recruiting. Smaller places like Suriname and so on also are recruiting. Vietnam is recruiting. So if they are on your target, then accordingly your things have to work on. If this is so, then foreign language has to be refocused. China is recruiting a large number of people. And if you're going in ASEAN, there are many territories which China shares, even if you're in Malaysia. If this is so, then the languages, other than knowledge centers, And if we want to place our law people into LPOs, then again we need to look into which kind of countries work they are doing. Accordingly, that language will be important for them. Yeah, if you're talking of Indian Ayurveda and you want to place people in Germany, then German will work very well. They are recruiting in a big way, but then they want German along with Sanskrit.
To make that easy, what we have done, so what we have done in terms of easing it out, we have divided the entire HR team into 3 parts. Team 1 takes care of certain set of faculties, Team 2 takes care of certain set of faculties, and Team 3 takes care of the complete non-teaching, contractual, as well as the temporary employees. With this, what happens is people are aware what they are supposed to do, what faculty they are supposed to cater in terms of the teaching part, what requirements are there, how it comes to them, the hiring part, everything is managed well. So there is no confusion, and they manage end-to-end HR, which is right from the recruitment, collection of requirements, till the exit of the person. This is the current structure what we have right now. These were the people associated with the different set of the team. Now, specifically if I look at it in terms of the hiring, the process, the HR process with respect to teaching first I'll come, because non-teaching is almost same with few variations. So, first thing is in terms of the recruitment and selection part. So herein what happens is we first look at the requirements which comes to us from various departments. We consolidate them, figure out what are the kind of requirements which are there, what qualifications they are looking at. Then, in case if we have people within our database, we try and figure out those resumes. If not, then we try and give an ad. If the number of requirements are on higher side, then we give the ad. Or we try and find out people through internal references, through external references. We try and get resumes. Once these resumes are received with us, we share it with we do the first level of screening with respect to the council norms. If there are any council norms, UGC norms, we try and filter them out, and then finally it goes to the respective HOD or dean. They do the further shortlisting and let us know whom to call for an interview, and the entire selection process is taken care of. Once the selection is done, then we do the joining formalities and the induction part, wherein the person is told about what are the basic HR policies what we have, the entire induction about the particular department, what is going to be their role, their responsibility, their designation. A lot of things, everything is clarified at that particular time. Then all these details at the end of the month come to us, wherein we process the payroll part. Promotions, which is as per the norms and as per the SGT norms, we take care of that. Training, there are respective trainings which are organized by the specific departments from time to time. And exit. Exit, wherein we try and figure out why the person is resigning. We try and see if there are any grievances which can be sorted out. We try and retain the people. But if still the person would like to move on because of XYZ reason, then there is a certain set of formality which is there. We do that particular formality, and then at the end of the day, the letter and the check is handed over to the employer. With respect to non-teaching, again things are same. So what I'll do is I'll just go to the next slide. Next. I'll come straight away to the way forward. Okay, just a brief, what we give it to the employees when somebody joins new. We tell them the basic general policies so that there is no confusion right on the day one in terms of timing, what are the number of working days, in case if they want to use meal facility, all the things which we tell it to them on the day one, so that the basic things they are aware of. They would like to know more in detail, then we have service groups which are available, they can go through that. Now, go to next. Now, since this university was formalized around 3 years back, we evolved. There was a small system which was there. From there, gradually we have evolved. In that evolution, we have learned what works for us, what does not work for us, and what we are looking at in near future or probably from the next year onwards, which will streamline a lot of things and help in terms of serving the employees better, be it teaching or be it non-teaching. The first thing is very clearly defining the HR policies.
Such as?
Okay. As of now, what happens is a lot of times requirements comes to us on ad hoc basis. Okay, there's a requirement, please hire immediately. But if the departments, they do their assessment and come back to us, okay, this is what the requirement. So what we are doing is on every 3-month basis, on a quarterly basis, we take their requirements. There is a certain format which is there, which will go to them. They'll give us the requirements. And then accordingly, we'll plan whether we want to give an advertisement, we can hire internally, and then accordingly, we will do that rest of the activities part. So clearly defining from the recruitment part till the exit part. So second, monthly orientation program. Now this is something which we are looking at wherein all the people who have joined in that respective month, one, we'll do an induction for them on the date of joining. After that, all the people who have joined in that particular month, at the end of the month, we'll call them again. One, they must have experienced their 8, 10 days, 15 days of time. Understand their perception. Tell them more about the university. Wherever there is a disconnect, we try and resolve it. Because see, what happens is, on day one, there is a grievance. But if you don't plug in that grievance on day one, it leads into grievances. And ultimately what happens is, we find an exit which is there. Fixing up the roles and responsibilities is primarily related to non-teaching, wherein what we are doing is we are trying to fix up the responsibilities, the roles and responsibilities, and accountability. Major problem is accountability part. So that has to be fixed, very clearly told on day one itself. We are also going to link this to the recruitment process. Once a person we are recruiting, we will try and find out, okay, this is what has to be done. Wherein we call it as fitment. We will try and identify this is my requirement, whether this person based on his past experience and qualification fits my requirement or not. If yes, then this is what we are supposed to do. Otherwise what happens, the person joins in, then he comes to know this is what I am supposed to do, half of the things I am not aware of. Then obviously structured reporting system. Now the moment we have a structured reporting system, this will remove duplicity, redundancy, and the overlapping of the work. A lot of times it happens, I am also doing the same work, somebody else is also doing the same work, and third person also doing the same work. In that what happens is, okay, then coming to the rewards and recognition part. Primarily, again, looking, with respect to the non-teaching part, yes, it should be there in terms of rewards and recognition. So we are having a discussion wherein we will see how we can formalize this particular thing in terms of rewards and recognition. Because at the end of the day, if an employee is not able to find out his identity within the system, obviously the person will feel secluded and the person over a period of time will look forward in terms of moving out. Because there is no identity of that particular person. Then personality development and skill improvement training programs. Now we have Center for Languages, we have people who have their own expertise. But till date, there's not much of an interaction which is there. If I have an expertise in X, if I share that with other team members, obviously, they will also get enhanced, and similarly, I'll also get enhanced. So, one, we are going to look at internal training sessions, and wherever required, in terms of skill development, wherein we know the person has the capability, the person, we can give him training and the person can move up. We look at those places identify those places and give them the, training. Either it is with respect to personality or in terms of the skill part. Then obviously developing a culture wherein these seniors get involved in these, wherein the seniors get involved in terms of the strategizing things, juniors get involved in the actionable part. With this, two things will happen. The seniors will train their juniors. And over a period of time, juniors can take their position and the senior person can move up into the ladder. This can only happen when there is a proper combination. Otherwise, senior will do the junior work, junior will do the rest of the work, and no growth will happen. Then, one open house session on a quarterly basis, wherein people can come right from top to bottom, people can come, share their grievances, issues, suggestions with the management. Wherever possible, we can plug those things so that things move better. Control attrition, because obviously we are at a location which is little far from the main city, transportation issue, and finding out good people becomes difficult because of the location and other constraints. So if we control attrition, we will not get into the loop of reinventing the wheel again and again. A person comes in, we do a process, after some time the person moves out. Next person comes in, again we do the same process, the person moves out. So somewhere we'll be able to control that. So we'll work out various things on how we can control our attrition so that it helps us only. Because people who are going to make this university run and take it to the next level is going to be the middle level and the senior level. And if they stick around in the university, obviously university will definitely move to the next level. But if there is a frequent movement, we will not be able to move. The last, it's regular and clear communication within the people. Like, I'll just give you an example. One day I asked one of the team member, "Yaar, iske number of days batana." Then he said, "Sir, iska bhi exit ho gaya kya?" Well, that thing which goes into the mind, okay, acha, number of days pucha to iska मतलब exit hoga. So something has to be very clearly defined. Clear communication needs to be there. What is our expectation? What is there? What is expected out of them? Those things need to be clearly defined so that there is no miscommunication and there is a complete clarity. No thought going on in the back of their mind. I think I would end with the thought which is from Shivkara, where the vision is 1 year, cultivate flowers, where the vision is 10 years, cultivate trees, but where the vision is eternity, cultivate people. And obviously, winners don't do things, different things, but they do the same thing in a different way. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Just need to say that we have been missing you all this while. It's like 20 days into the organization. I wish you were there to give us the induction, to give us the orientation.
I'm still there.
And the clarity on many other issues that are coming our way now.
So when are we having the next session?
No, whenever you're free. Whenever you're free, you can have a session with us.
So in fact, I joined recently and I got appointment letter of 2 pages, in which there is no clear-cut guidelines about leave, academic leaves, there is no conduct rules. Where I was working, I will show you my appointment letter, and I have submitted my appointment letter. That appointment letter was 30 pages, in which even it was clearly defined that what I am expected to do outside the university as a teacher. What is my, as a teacher I should do. Suppose I do something wrong, then I must be excluded from the university.
Agree.
So as far as today, I have spent around 20 days, if I remember. On 13th I joined. I do not have any leave regulation with me. Neither I have any clear-cut idea about that.
Just to answer, in terms of the appointment letter part or in terms of the rules and regulations, as you said, in the last organization you signed around 20 odd pages appointment letter. When I was working with ADECO, I had signed an appointment letter which was 127 pages. So every organization has their own way of defining things. I think herein the appointment letter talks about the basic terms and conditions with respect to your employability part. Rest of the terms and conditions are there in the service rule, and if there is any kind of a confusion which is there or you want to have a little more clarity, I am sure we are available, we can answer you at any given point of a time.
It should come out in writing, in fact.
No, it is there, it is definitely there, but it is not going to be a part of the, see, as far as we are concerned, we have not mentioned that.
I think most of the faculty members are not speaking out. But whether I am not able to know that, do they have any clear-cut idea about
on behalf of that's no issue.
No.
I think point well taken, wherein definitely, see, as I said, there is definitely a scope of improvement. There is nothing called as
Because
system.
in any good university, if you want to retain, you are saying that you want to retain good people. If you want to retain good people, they need to be very specific. They want a conducive environment.
Agreed.
Then only they will.
But,
otherwise, you were saying that for 1 week or for 1 month they will come and they will go out.
No, let me clarify. See, as you said one thing, environment. Now my question is, who makes that environment? Buildings, furniture, or you and me? Who makes that environment?
So in fact, we need a system.
Exactly. So,
People need to
excuse me.
Sure.
As an employee, HR policy is a very big asset.
Sir, agree.
Compared to specialty
Agree.
and what are the infrastructure is providing, HR policy is very big important.
Sir, agreed. And we have those HR policies which are there. That's the reason I said on day one, whenever the person comes in, we tell them what are the basic HR policies which are there. Detailed ones are there.
I have not got that. You are
We'll give it to
saying
you.
on the day one we gave that, but I have not got it.
We'll give it to you.
What of them are being thank you very much for your presentation. And thank you very much for encouraging people to participate as well. I think that's important.
Yeah, that's the question to you.
The fact of the matter is,
Sir, I had a couple of questions. Sorry to disturb you. May I
Yeah.
ask now or after?
we will.
Okay,
The
fine.
fact of the matter is, there's a lot of noise in the university. Okay? And whenever you have a noise, it's not a voice, it's a noise. This vitiates whatever be the positive in the culture. People talk within ears, people talk at the back, people talk like this. People use a sparkle which shows up something and hold back rather. And all these do not either reinforce the culture or rather deteriorate the culture. And I think it was Stalin probably who said, if you want people to believe in your lies, tell bigger lies. So then people add on many things more around, weave it around, so that the person out of sympathy will accept whatever I am saying. So whether one point comes in or a couple of points comes in or scores of points come in, the fact of the matter is, and you also responded very kindly, that all right, come over, I'll give it to you, or you could have it now. HR, which you will rightly sum it up, has to be proactive. Has to be proactive. So much before the person has to join, if he is to join tomorrow, am I ready today with everything in a folder that I'll be giving to him or her? If we are frozen, that the person concerned has been issued the offer, the person concerned has accepted to come in and join, is coming to the level of professor or HOD or coming as a professor or associate professor, are my visiting cards ready before he comes in, or is my text ready so that when he comes in I tell the printer, please do it to me by the evening. Where is he going to sit? Is an office earmarked? Is the office carrying the stationery which is required to sit down and work on? Okay, they are very, very important things. If he is going to have the computer connection, all right, which desk is going to have it, whether there is a plug-in facility over there or is not over there, this becomes my part as HR to proactively welcome the person. What really happens is that person goes and starts picking up the information. Yeah, I have joined, is there a carrier over here? What are the leave rules over here? What are the holidays over here? What happens if during my probation I leave one day early? Will my salary be deducted and so on? And all these anxieties he would go and try and find out from other people. Other people may also add a bit of their own thing along with. The noise has noise has already begun. The IT part of exit has already begun. It starts affecting. And then you get cross.
And many times I have
And
to
then
ask
you only
that why you have joined here.
Yeah. So very important thing comes in is the moment a day one has to come in, you see induction takes place, then ensure that induction takes place, and the first item on agenda besides welcoming you has to be answering these few very basic questions. If it doesn't happen on day one, because you're not going to give technical skills to the person concerned. Even if it's non-faculty, you're not going to give them technical skills on day one. Day one is a comforting factor, a campus round, introducing to the people, taking to the dean of the faculty. We have a fixed time. If a professor is coming in, have a fixed time with the VC and the PVCs that they would be there, so the person concerned is called upon to come in and be received by them. This is it's a very soft factor. It's a very, very important factor. People don't, in fact, it did happen with one of my very dear friends to whom I nominated him for position somewhere else. And he comes back and says, something very interesting happened, Professor, this morning. I said, what happened? He said, it was our faculty meeting. It was our faculty meeting, 28th day after his joining. I'm not referring to this place. And he said, when the faculty meeting, I happened to walk in to the faculty room. Incidentally, I saw a face which I was not familiar with. He comes in 5 days before, and no such meeting got fixed. Now he could blame his secretary, he could blame the area chair, he could blame the HR, blame anyone. You are nameless because 28 days the person could not be director, and when the last 5 days director is in town, there was no priority for him. So message is loud and clear, doesn't need to be in writing. I think there's a lot of noise. My suggestion, don't wait for the quarter end for the open house. Have open house rather at the earliest possible, and sensitize yourself with the issue. Issues of appointment letter are not being heard for the first time. Issues of appointment letter, being silent on few things. Again, if I get to know of it when I have no concern with this institution other than being a well-wisher, pains me. Leave rules, I think people are now becoming vociferous. I think they should not be. The 3 parts we do it, whether you do 128 pages or whether we do 2 pages, that's immaterial. Number 1, a letter of appointment or an offer is an agreement to work together in a given institution. We talk about basic contours of technical relationship. Part 2 comes in as a service handbook. It could be service rules you call it, handbook of service norms you call it, handbook of service you call it, that's okay. That's the second one, which is, and then comes in code of conduct. Many institutions combine it together, many keep it separate, some make it available to everyone, some say it is available on the internal website. This is your employee number, you can code that and go through that. Some allow you to take a printout, some do not allow to take a printout and so on, but all this goes on. To me, our service rules should be an open document to every individual. Let them know what the leave rules are, let them know what the promotion policy is. Every employer has a right to make an exception and justify the exception. It's fine. It's quite fine. An employer always reserves a right, university always reserves a right to modify those rules as per the exigency. But the fact that they become available, I think, becomes important. Now, things like leave rules do not remain hidden because they get to know to everyone sooner rather than later. Why have a confusion? So maybe somewhere, let's have an open house, find out what the noise is, not find out from whom the noise is coming in, please, and then work out. Second is there's a tremendous confusion between, which again at each faculty level has to work on, and PVC Sahab has been working on to that also, has to be on relationships within the faculty. Role and responsibility of HOD versus DU. And a lot of conflicts. Engagement, involvement of people are all parts of the culture. So maybe somewhere we need to sit down with them and see how do we clarify. How do we document them properly so that things happen. Because alarm will come in the sanctuary power and then everything else starts falling in line. We need to work out. Somewhere in your entire presentation, one small suggestion. Do include a heading. How do you motivate your people? I found that's not there anywhere. Maybe you meant it under some other heading, and probably the paucity of time didn't come out. But I think we need to have much before. Reward and recognition is not motivation. That's by exception. There has to be policies by which we motivate, and this also includes taking care of the staff of the families of our staff. What kind of enrichment program for the families of our staff? What kind of perks we would like to offer them? How do we honor the faculty, relate with the faculty, meet with the excellency of faculty? Those are very, very important part of it. Culture includes the hygiene factors, and beyond hygiene factors, it includes social factors as well. And I think somewhere we need to elaborate on and build up those. Luckily, from an interface, The chairman is very, very interested in being a people's man. Bit of interaction which I had with the PVC Sahab and the VC Sahab. Once again, they are very, very positive. I think if this is so, then it's easier for the breeze to be more pleasant all around. And we work on. And we work on. To me, HR does not end with exit. Because exit could be of a person. Exit is never of relationships. And HR should keep even good relation with people who have left us, because we would like to have them back, and we will not like to be on the crossroads. So how do we look after people even after they are gone from here? If they were nice people, if they were well-meaning people, I think we need them as well. Good people are scarce, and talent is not available at the tail end. It's hidden always. So we need to work on to it, because if you are working on being a first grade university, then attrition rate will be the first factor any accreditation agency coming in would have a problem. And everything else will double down. All the investment we are making of so much of precious time, I think will once again not gather any mass. I repeat my request, and I think we conclude with that, and thank him also for provoking us or invoking in us the orientation, and that is, let's have an open house with all cordiality, with all openness, if I could say so, okay? Share your anxiety so that you help him. He's a very positive thinker, as I got in, so that it helps him in building up those kind of responses from day one to month end to carry on, and I think it grows up. Nothing pains more in HR than after having put in so much of effort, you finally recruited a person who says, sorry, I'll not join, who comes in and moves away. It's a great pain. How much of effort goes behind, how much of pain goes behind. And if you sort through some of the known people, they say, even that person doesn't stay with you. What kind of university are you? And they have to only answer. Nobody else can answer when you take references, when you take people for references, and so on and so forth. So I hope, let's do the agony for all to go forever. Let that exit and create an atmosphere that we keep walking on and working on in a very cordial manner. I think that's the spirit, because in a university, it is a fraternity number one, which becomes your first flag. And then everything else comes in, and if faculty is staying on, it's a great vindication. The systems are in place, and HR is doing a wonderful job. Being behind the scene, they facilitate. That's why we call HR a specialized function. It's not a staff function, it's a highly specialized function. It enables every top functionary to deliver better. It makes an ordinary employee to give extraordinary performance. It's a very noble role, a very important role. And most often, we don't even go and thank the HR. We only point out bricks at them, stones at them, not jewels, but just the stones at them. We don't even thank them. That's the power of the function. But without a good HR, we cannot. So, let's reserve some of these thoughts for the open house. Discuss very cordially, and enjoy the beauty of a small university. If you have some bug in your mind, okay, walk down to the HR. Say, sir, I have come here to share this anxiety. Isn't it? I think it will be wonderful.
Sir, he is a past friend of mine. So there is no question of it.
There are no mates in this world. Forget classmates. There are no mates in this world. When your wife asks you a question, then classmate, no mate, doesn't matter. What matters is, are you able to give the answer?
Sir, in this case, I asked question to my wife. Wife didn't ask question to me.
No individuality over here.
Sir, the irony is, many of the things which are being provided here are at par with good universities, but they are not been listed. They have not been informed.
I think drop the word irony. See, the beauty is why is that? If it is along with the best institution, then it's irony. No, it's a beauty. The beauty is that the beauty is known everywhere, yet I am not being called beautiful. I think use Shakespeare over here. Okay, and then I think HR will say, beauty lies in the eyes of perceiver. I see you very handsome. Stay on. Go along with it.